This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, new technology for an existing contender. Sometimes it just takes that unappreciated gem of a card to put a deck that is on the cusp of greatness over the edge. And today, that gem of a card is something I'm sure that you clicked on the thumbnail for. It is the Colossal Plow. 2 mana for a 6/3 vehicle, and whenever it attacks, add 3 white mana to your mana pool, and you gain 3 life. Until the end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end, so you can use it in the following main phase, and even the end step if necessary. Crew cost, 6. 6 is a lot. In fact, when you see the white mana symbols on the Colossal Plow, you probably think, what 6-power creature even exists in white? Well, it only took some epic brain thinking outside the box to discover that Egon, God of Death, and Kroxa, those which are not white creatures at all, can crew the Plow. So we have 4 Egon, God of Death, we have 4 Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. The play with the Plow that is really sweet is that you play the Kroxa, and you make sure to use the full control or put a stop on the phase that you're doing this, and then you use it to crew the Plow before it sacrifices and goes to the graveyard so that you get an attack with the Plow. With Egon, it's even more interesting because you play the Egon, you crew the Plow, and you attack. But say you don't have enough cards in the graveyard to exile to the Egon. The following upkeep, if you put a stop on your upkeep with the trigger on the stack from the Egon to exile 2 cards or sacrifice it and draw a card, you can then respond to that trigger by crewing the Plow again, so it can attack the second turn as well. Then Egon goes away, you draw a card, and you probably just draw another Egon or a Kroxa, and the plowing continues. Colossal Plow's 3 life lets you race against aggressive decks, recover against mono red, and just put tremendous pressure on their life total. They usually can't afford to take many hits from it because it closes the game quickly. And the Spikefield Hazards, Bloodchief's Thirst, Heartless Act, etc., just the good control cards that they just surround, right, the Rakdos shell that we know and love. Shredded Sails as well. Hits Goldspan Dragon, hits Sky Maul, hits Embercleave, hits Glass Casket, actually hits a lot of things in the format, so worth keeping around. 2 Elspeth's Nightmare. Card's good against rogues. It gives the deck an out against cycling that it doesn't usually have, where you might be able to exile their graveyard and keep them from blowing up your face. 3 Akroan Wars. The craftiest thing with the Akroan War here is that we also have a vehicle in the Colossal Plow. And in a truly sneaky fashion, you don't have to sacrifice the creature you stole with Akroan War if you have a Colossal Plow, and you have 6 total power on the battlefield. Let me again explain. Put a stop on your beginning step. The Akroan on chapter 3, on the turn where the 3rd chapter would go off. Put a stop on your beginning step or your draw step, and then crew the Plow with the creature you stole. When chapter 3 goes off, each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. If the power is equal to or greater than the toughness of the creature you stole, like a Lovestruck Beast, it will destroy itself with the Akroan War, and the opponent won't get it back because it will have been tapped from crewing the Plow. It's awesome. It's deck building synergy at its finest. It is glorious and lovely. Editor's totally gonna cut this awkward pause out. I had a window open to make sure I credited the correct source, and then I accidentally closed it when I hit record. But the editor's going to cut all this. It's going to be fine. Editor would never leave me in this position looking this bad in front of all of you. The intros are long and boring. Yes, I know. Okay. Nope, that ain't it. I found it. The credit goes to Masato Harada. Let's throw it on the screen. Masato Harada got a 5-1 record in a very large 200+ person competitive tournament in Japan, running Colossal Plow Rakdos, and man, I'm just excited to get to play it for you all. So now that we've introduced the Plow, how it interacts with the already pretty powerful Rakdos deck that has a great matchup with Rogues, but a difficult matchup with Yorion. Maybe this extra clock will help put it over the top. Let's give a quick dedication on the video to the latest YouTube member who signed up at the time that I am recording. So Brian Callen, thank you very much for joining and becoming a YouTube member, the 298th member. Can we get to 300? If so, we will dedicate with each video one cosmetic, a fresh cosmetic, to the new members. So Colossal Plow, I think that's an easy choice. Boom. Brian Callen, from now on, when we plow, we will think of you. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. I guess we're on the play, so this is a keep. And we have turn 1 Throne of Death. Let's see if turn 4 Kroxa is good enough on the play. Let's see what a difference being on the play makes. Oh, did they say hello to me? Well, that's a Yorgo. And of course it's the same matchup. No, I needed that removal. Oh, the plow. We're doing it. Plow time. It's plow time. Don't play a Hollow Blade. One time, no Hollow Blade. Okay, Sword of the Realms. I like it. We've got a Shredded Sails for that. Let's do the thing. Oh yeah. Coming at ya. What time is it? Time to plow. Kroxa knows how to drive the plow. I'm gonna out white mana my white mana opponent. It's good. It's good stuff. Let's see you make angels now after taking 6. Yeah, it is nice. You wish you could be this cool. Oh my gosh, Kroxa's back to drive the plow next turn. This is the dream. It's actually the dream hand. You can resign now. No one will blame you. The plow's too much. It's just too much. Sword of the Realms on the bounty is kind of an annoying thing. It can block the plow, but that doesn't deal with Kroxa. Banishing Light on what? Wait, what? The Timurit calls the dead? All right, come on. That ain't it, because we get the 6th card from the Throne of Death. Here they come. I do not miss the escape chains. I think I said that in a different video, but it's still true. And they discard Giant Killer. Okay. Well, they're gonna deal with Kroxa. Kroxa is as good as dead. Oh my goodness, that's a big hit. Down to 7. And I get an Elk. It's amazing how good Giganta is in the deck because of the plow, because so often you have nothing to do with the mana. But if that happens even once, you get a free Elk. Wait, Halvar? Did they think this equips for free? It doesn't. Doesn't happen that way. All right, well, how best to punish them? Just Heartless Act here, right? Nah, come on, that's lame. Elk. Plow. Charge. So much power. Another Giant Killer down the drain. What were you thinking? Yep, you're just getting plowed. All right. Good scoop. I respect a good scoop. What we learned here today is being on the play is good and the plow is broken. Plow hand. Let's go. On the draw, so it probably actually won't be any good. And 2 plows is never great, but we're gonna try it anyway. In the name of the video, in the name of the content. Fetch blue, are you rogues too? One game that's definitely getting cut from this video. I got mana screwed against rogues. I should have beaten them easily, and I got mana screwed. I never drew a 4th land after keeping a 3-lander. It made me so angry. I'm still angry. Okay, turn to negate gamer. Let's try that again. If they counter this one, we're gonna play the Throne of Death. If they don't, we'll hold the Egon. Funny, now I can't stop drawing lands. Magic is like that. Banishing Light on the Colossal Plow. You coward. All right. Tempo Giant. Throne of Death. Try to turn some dead creatures into cards if any of them actually don't go into exile. Opponent's some kind of Esper control. I mean, maybe it's Esper Dance or Doom, but Banishing Light isn't usually a good card in that deck. Okay, yep, all exile all day. But they left the throne, but we don't hit a creature, and we do draw more frickin' land. This has been unfortunate to say the least. Unfortunate to put it mildly. On the bright side, it's a glass casket, which can get blown up by shredded sails if we draw it. Okay. They're gonna exile my graveyard, guys. Isn't that nice? Fresh Plow. They get the Akroan War here, and that's fine. No negate. Where are my creatures? What's going on? Our opponent's drawing 3 fresh cards and a billion removal spells, and I can't have a creature? Oh, the slow clicking. Alright, well, I didn't really want to draw that, but come on, deck! Deck is messed up. Deck is defective. Can't power up the plow. Not strong enough. We're holding our passage because we don't want it exiled by the Nightmare. It's just, why are we here? What's the point? Why am I doing anything? Well, they don't have anything to get back with ECD. Let's thin the deck to make sure we draw more land. Like I said, easy. Still can't draw a creature to save my life. At least my opponent's not doing anything. That's the bright side. They played their Amiria's Call and then played another land, so they've drawn a few lands in a row here. There's a Kroxa. Do we have the graveyard for it? No, we do not. And flinging this at their face doesn't do enough, so let's play this. Next turn we can Kroxa, and if the Nightmare sticks, we get to hit their hand, but I don't think it will. I think they're about to ECD this as well. Maybe a Skyclave Apparition, but probably an ECD. Banishing Light, okay. Yeah, I'm not used to somebody playing so much of this, but there you go. So they must have a solution, but at least they do have to solve both of these. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to have another 4. So we'll still have 3 open. So I think we save this for our turn, just in case they have some way to interact with the graveyard. That's another thing that we can do. They might negate it. All right. 2/2. Where are my creatures? There's like no creatures in my deck. We've been through half the library. It's killing me. You think they have a Shark Typhoon? I guess we'll find out. They discard negate? Well, that's nice. Plow the road. Epic. Basically delta damage because of their blessing, so hallelujah. Now they better have Wrath or some exile effect. Extinction event, Well, we get another mill, so we get to Kroxa them again, so we're going to have their last card. Unless it's a counter, so they better play it. They play Omen of the Sea. I don't know, they're actually in trouble, aren't they? All this, and they haven't put me away. Oh my god. You master. You maniac. How are you gonna get out of this? 2 life a spell? Ooh, that'll hurt too. So much damage. Valky almost did something. That would have been cool if we had drawn it, but... Here's Kroxa. They could have a negate. Should we resolve the Bone Crusher now? I guess playing negate cost them 2 life anyway. They discard Heartless Act. Alright, let's see what they do. Ow, ow. I love it. That's fine. Alright, what are you doing about Big Croc's daddy? Doom Foretold. Okay, I can give up Timurit Calls the Dead easy, and you die. Okay. Doom Foretold. Who runs such a deck? Number 177. Hopefully a little springboard to get me out of the back and forth slump. It's Lurrus again. Everything is Lurrus. All right, we'll give it a try. Let's go. Let's go, rogues. All right, we draw the plow. Looking good. We do not play Throne of Death against them, I don't think. They have, you know what they have. Do we play Throne of Death against them? Nah, because they have to respect the Egon itself. All right. Do they have a... What do they have now? Okay, they don't have a Thought Thief. I checked. Plow them up. They might have a drown in the lock. But you gotta tax those things. Drowns the plow. Man, rogues has to be the least fun thing in the world. Why didn't it hold priority to kill their own enforcer? Or maybe I'm just losing my touch and I didn't spot it. Pull out the big stick. Gotta figure out how to kill that. Or I'm gonna exile pieces of my graveyard. You don't like that, do you, rogues? Full price thirst, yep. That's what it takes sometimes. Crowin warring this doesn't feel like it does much, so Kroxa. Five, go to 6. I don't think then that they can get me with Into the Story. So let's just do this now and save the passage. Now, if we sack the passage, they can respond with Into the Story on their turn. But then we Kroxa, I guess. And it all starts over again. But killing the Thought the Enforcer keeps them from doing things like playing a land and playing another Enforcer, I guess. Or a Wind Robber, I guess. They've got it too, don't they? I could try to wait and see if I draw another red land. I could also buy Jegantha here, and if they play a creature, I could shoot it with the Heartless Act. But then they untap and do the thing. But if they play a creature, that happens anyway, because it would be a rogue that would mill me. Like, see, they don't have anything here, so yeah, we'll just buy the Jegantha. We're trying to draw an untapped red, so we don't have to crack the passage, so that they don't get to cast Into the Story. It's Giga Brain. It's Giga Brain. Okay, they buy the Lurrus. Well, now we're gonna bring back Kroxa, because they're not gonna get to Story. Destroy the rogues. Crush them. See them ruined. Discard your Into the Story. Do it. Or didn't say please. Okay. Well, that's not a bad thing to see either. Now they've got to do something about the Kroxa. It's a very, very large thing to have on the battlefield. Yep. Rogues has to be rogues. They have to keep milling. Without it, their deck doesn't usually work. And they play that, and they get back an Enforcer, and they feel very, very good about life. But that doesn't kill the Kroxa. Okay, they eliminate Kroxa. Now what? If I had drawn land there, I could have a Crowin Ward, get Lurrus, and then plowed. It would have been epic. But that's not what happened, is it? Still, I think that's a resolves. I'm coming for your kitty. I guess I could cast a Throne of Death. That is gutsy. That is so gutsy against rogues. All right, look at the way our hand is lined up. We have 2 escape cards. We're a little constrained on mana. And we have 3 cards in the graveyard. All right, we're doing it. It could cost me. But it's free! Free is hard to turn down, gamers. The audience is raging. Why would he do that against rogues? Why would he get a throne of death on the field against rogues? What can I say? I'm a maniac. I am not of this earth. Plow the road or Croxa the opponent? I guess we can't Croxa the opponent quite yet. So let's plow the road. Free plow, everybody. All right, the opponent's trying to get their Lurrus back. An interesting play that we could make is we could play the Giant and then use the Giant and the Lurrus in our upkeep to crew the plow, which would make the Akroan War kill the Lurrus. The whole thing falls apart if the Bone Crusher dies, and we could always just Bone Crush the Lurrus. But it's a funny play. I love funny, clever plays, but I'm not gonna do it. I think I'm gonna try to play the safe way. We definitely need an upkeep stop. That resolves. I'm trying to resolve. It's being tricky. Round 4. Try to do it on their turn to use mana in their turn cycle. Their next turn cycle instead of mine. This goes to 6. This will take it to 7. If they have Into the Story, that's a big deal. Oh, the Akroan War is going to take it to 7 too. We could exile a creature, the Kroxa, to draw a card. I think that's a mistake. This is where playing the Throne of Death costs me. Do I give back the Lurrus? Yeah. Shrink the graveyard. Nice Lurrus you got there. Be a shame if I were to plow it. All right, make you discard. I know, not killing Lurrus, but I'm enjoying the way I'm playing the game, even if it's ridiculous. They discard, eliminate. What are you gonna do about this? Why did I keep... Oh, I know why I kept black open. Should have been red, though. Oh, I couldn't because of Kroxa. Lurrus down. They have one card left. What is it? It better be good. It better be amazing. It better be the best card in Magic the Gathering. That ain't it. What is it? I want to know what they kept. Was it Into the Story? I want to know. When trading continues, I have been 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,000 to 1,200 4 times. We're trying to break the cycle here. We're trying to break the cycle. Going 50-50 has deranked me about 50 spots. Could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. I've seen worse. We'll keep. Do I want to have a 4-land hand or no? I think we'll wait on that. Maybe we just fetch with Passage now. Let's see what our opponent's playing before we drop the hazard. It might be a Fervent Champion. Hello? You know you're supposed to play a color with that. Colorless deck, Pog. Oh god, he said Pog. He's becoming a streamer. Not the Hollow Blade. If it would die this way, exile instead. That's not good. All right, let's go ahead and bone. Let's run you out of cards then. We're just going to try to punish you for playing this stupid card. Sentinel's Eyes, no! They were ready for me. Bring forth the plow. I can't crew it next turn, so I don't think so. Weak, I know. All right, let's go for a graveyard. Please don't whiff. I could have also played Bone Crusher Giant. We're in a lot of trouble though if it's a Sky Maul. There is a Kroxa. I guess we get a Kroxa next turn, but I don't think, like, if they just have Sky Maul, we're in so much trouble. This matchup is so hard. They played that. Interesting. Three cards in the graveyard. This will be 4. Let's get another red, because we might play the Spikefield Hazard the same turn that we need to get back Kroxa. Let's play a Plow and use a Heartless Act this turn. Hopefully we can Heartless Act the Apparition, make a 2/2 block the Hollow Blade, continue the pressure on the hand. Opponent says good game. I guess they're impressed with the Plow. Plow should be good game. You should just resign. Respect the Plow. Just don't play a frickin' Sky Maul. Okay. I guess in response we do this. So we get a 3/3. Sentinel's Eyes comes out of the graveyard. We have 5 cards here. So 6 can be the Hazard. Block. See if they use the Savior or their hand. I was hoping they'd use they'd use a card from their hand, because now we might have to play the... Oh, that's perfect actually. I was gonna play we might have to play the Hazard to get back the Kroxa, but now we don't. Do I fetch another red though? It's awkward, but it does let me Spikefield Hazard this turn cycle. Let's go, Kroxa. You've got to wear out their hand. It's the only way. Are you ready to trade Plow for a card in their hand? No, not the Plow, CGB. Don't do it. Don't do it, CGB. I'm doing it. Plow is going in. What you got there? Yep. But we get to play Bone Crusher Giant now, which can block Hollow Blade on the way back and force them to discard again. And they discarded Giant Killer. They must have another way to deal with the Kroxa. What's going on here? Man, that mana holds priority, doesn't it? All right. This Spikefield Hazard is looking bad against that Sentinel's Eyes. Maybe I could have ordered this in a better way. Yep, there's that Giant Killer. Come at me, bro. Let's go. You got one card in that hand. I'm gonna draw the removal spell. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna top deck this removal spell, and you're gonna be crying. I mean, we got rid of an Apparition too. Not the removal spell. God, that's sad. We almost got there. That is so sad. But we still have 23 life. We have a long way to go in this one. We've got to kill this. It'll just tap down our blockers. Our blocking strategy is falling apart. No! Our deck is betraying us. Flooding out brutally here. Uh-huh. We need a creature of any power, though, to crew the plow. That's epic. Okay. And it's a good one. We want the plow in the graveyard, guys, and we need the life. So running the plow into a Hollow Blade looks bad, but we do what we must. This goes to the graveyard. We're up to 5 cards in the graveyard. So if the opponent blocks either of these, Kroxa comes back. And the opponent... Well, at that point, they'll have no cards in hand. But, aggression. Wait a minute. No, we didn't have enough. I was going to say we could Spikefield Hazard, then bring it back. We were 1 short. Aggro! No blocks. You love to see it. I mean, Plow will win that race somehow. No use for the mana. 4 cards in graveyard. We need to draw any card that can go to the graveyard or any creature with power and toughness to plow. Basically, we need something that's not a land. Even a removal, like a removal spell is great. Forces them to discard and we get back a Kroxa. They say go. You don't have to do that on upkeep. I guess it prevents the mana. Hee hee, mana. Whee, mana. Draw. I said any non-land, and look what I got. I'm disgusted. Are you kidding me? This game is so rigged. They just don't want me to rank up today. They're trying to prevent me from getting into the top 1,000. That's all it is. Just pure CGB hate. They're trying to hold me down, man. Why do I do this? I feel like it. I'm expressing myself through mana. All right, that's a draw. That's a draw. I will has 2/2. I will have Kroxa, but not like that. I'm not exiling the other Kroxa. Have a damage. 1/2 face. They might have a Skyclave Apparition, so we need to keep the other Kroxa. Drop a card. Ladies and gentlemen, to plow or not to plow? That is the question. Get it. Get in there. This game has been about taxing their hand at every opportunity. Don't stop now. Besides, that 3 life might save you. Plow has no guarantee it will live to see the next turn. So many beautiful cards from the white deck that never got to do anything. They just threw them away for this Hollow Blade, this silly Hollow Blade. Okay, Hollow Blade's vulnerable. Hollow Blade is rumbling. No blocks here. The opponent's at 5. They have to tap down our Kroxa, which means we get to attack with a 5/5 and a 2/2. And this is Vigilance, so it's awkward, but drawing a removal spell can get the job done. Egon. So if we attack with the Jegantha, it probably trades. which would get us it would get Kroxa back and bring the opponent to 2. Is that better than a zombie? I think so. I think so. I mean, getting the opponent to 2 means they die to the zombie. Oh man, that's tough. Ugh! All right. I don't love it, but let's go. They chump there, they block the 2/2. Okay, so nothing goes graveyard now. So we're playing Throne of Death. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, we still have 2 lethal threats and the opponent has a vigilance threat. What if we play the 6/6? Then we have 3 lethal threats. We also have to watch out, right? They can power up Haven. Oh, they can power up Haven. All right. Untap land for lethal for them, I think, with the Giant Killer tapping the Egon. Shouldn't have attacked with the 2/2. Should have made a 2/2. I messed it all up. I messed it all up. But it has to be an untapped land. Okay. Still here. If this attacks, it's lethal. If this comes back, it's lethal. They tap the Kroxa, of course. Choose 2. Draw the card. Another Egon. What's that do? I don't know. But we're up to 9. An attack here gets the opponent to 1. They have to block here and here. They can sack. Then they do on the way back. What did they do? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have lethal on the way back, and another untapped land will do it. So do we even do this? If we attack with just 1, that's good enough, right? Because they can play land, power up Haven, then in combat use the Haven, which is still untapped, and the land they drew to Giant Killer tap the 1 blocker. That attacks for 9. Yep, something's got to block. But we didn't have to give away our Jegantha this turn. Throne. Watch the frickin' throne. We can draw with it. I just don't know that I want to. And I'm going to wait and see if they kill something else. Like if they kill the Jegantha, then drawing off that is better. Also, every time we exile to draw, we might lose our Egon. But we should only need it for like a turn. Here's the attack. We could take the hit. The zombie isn't doing much because it's not lethal. Could also force the opponent to discard their card and draw a card with the Jegantha, but this is a lethal threat, and having 3 lethal threats matters. So I think it's this. Or we could take it, but I don't know what I'm doing with this zombie. Not much, right? That gets us to 5, then 6, but then Egon exiles 2, so we wouldn't be able to bring Kroxa back. All right. Let's get this card. That's a rough one. All right, how do you stop them? What's the play? What do they have? Don't think it can be much. That doesn't work because it has a counter on it, but it can kill the Giant Killer. What you got? Ah! I think I messed that up a lot, but we got the job done. Number 897. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And since I forgot to put up here, streak number 751 in a row was a doozy. This deck is a lot of fun when you are plowing, and it also just kind of can fold to the same things that a lot of decks can fold to. Mana issues, mono white being on the play, like these things are very difficult. But the deck is pretty strong. I don't think it's broken. It's still Rakdos at the end of the day, but I love the Colossal Plow technology, and it's a good reason to dust off Rakdos, use some uncommon wildcards, and try it again. Getting to make rogues miserable on its own is often enough reason to play Rakdos. And if mono white gets their really beautiful draws where everything's protected by their doggos and their Seasoned Hollowblade is so hard to stop, yeah, you might lose that game, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I played this deck for probably over an hour. I had a really good time doing it, and in that hour I just moved back and forth between 1200, 1000, 1200, 1000, 1200, 1000 till I finally won 2 games in a row and got to 800, but it took like an hour to do it. So I don't think that by any means it's broco, but it's a tier deck, probably tier 2 or 3, and it's in best of 1 where rogues is so popular. I think tier 2 is fair, especially with Colossal Plow and the life gain it offers. You just have a bit more resiliency than you had before. So I do recommend that you try out Rakdos Plow. Don't underestimate the Gigantha. Just having something to always do with that mana when you do get to attack with Plow. You usually only attack with Plow once or twice a game. Making sure you have something to do with the mana, like get your Gigantha, makes a big difference. So thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.